Ah, there we are. He's got a head cold.
Yeah. So,
Okay, and he just got done doing some lines because I have his right here. Credit card was a little dirty, so he picked that up.
Well, you know, you're over here trying to epoxy your eyelids shut. You know,
well, it doesn't take any noise to do that.
Or open. Which is it?
It doesn't matter. When you got a head cold, everything's reversed.
Yeah. So what we were talking about, guys, is the short we put out today of Wayne handling the L19 the way it should be handled.
Oh.
Or not.
It was handling me. It was manhandling me.
I mean, I've never seen. I'm sitting here filming this, and I'm watching him, and I didn't want to say nothing. And I'm thinking, are you 3D in this plane? What are you doing, and why? I don't know. But I didn't want to. You know how that goes. I didn't want to say nothing, and that shows you what a little slightly tail-heavy bird can do. But he handled it. He handled it very well. He got it down. He actually landed it. And the grass is what caused it to topple over on the nose.
Tall grass.
And we're going to put up the short video tomorrow in slow motion.
Then you armchair pilots can just take it apart. But I can already tell you ahead of time, when you take it apart, I jammed the throttle. I panicked and jammed the throttle. I was going too slow when I jammed that throttle. And then come to find out my CG was pretty much way off, but I've already had like 8, 9, 10 flights, and they were fine. And then for whatever reason, don't know why, but man, I came down. You'll watch the video and you'll see this, and then it's this, and then it's this, and then it would not climb out, and I couldn't do anything. I'm doing this, and he thinks, hey, 3D, this is neat. I got a lump in my shorts about this big going out the tailpipe because I'm going, no. Every time the wing is almost 90 degrees.
The wing touched 90 degrees this way.
The wing I had dirt in both lights on the wingtips.
How he did it?
How it didn't cartwheel down the runway? I have no idea. All I know is a miracle. Got it all back. We put nose weight in it and replaced the prop, and it flew great after that.
Yeah. Because once we got it tipped back over, because it just stood up on its nose because of the tall grass.
Yeah, it was a mess.
But the dirt, soft dirt, it split the prop. But that was the break-in prop. So it was good and broke in.
No, it broke in.
So we took it over to the table, put the better prop on, got it balanced, everything.
The prop, yes.
And flew it again, and he put more nose weight in it. And he was now flying the plane. It wasn't flying him.
Yeah, you could tell it was struggling, or I was.
Yeah.
It wasn't natural.
Well, you know what they say about a tail-heavy plane. They normally say it only flies once, but you've flown it several times.
I've flown it 10 times.
I mean,
that's the part. I'm looking for anything that fell off because I'm going, what changed? The fuel tank is full, so that should have compensated for it, right? I mean, when it's full. But nothing fell off. Nothing changed. And you could see how I was fighting it that whole time. Yeah. It just wasn't natural. I'm going.
Yeah. It was scary. But he handled it, and I got to give him props, man. Most people would have lost that airplane, and he sat it down, and the tall grass is what caused it to tip up.
Monkey grass on the end.
I mean, and I give him props, man, because most people...
Because I wouldn't have done that if the monkey grass wasn't there. But I was at the split decision right there at the end of the... I could not get any elevation change. No. I don't know if it's because of the wing angle of attack or whatever. Wow, it's just doing this, and then I'm going this way, that way, this way, that way, and he's over there going, hee, hee, hee. You know, it was a nightmare. Anyway, we made it through. Everything is wonderful.
It was good. But hey, we got a great show tonight, guys. We have got a special guest, Mr. Joe Vermillion, Mean Joe, as you guys know.
I see him hiding right there.
Here. He's hanging out in the green room, as we call it.
Yeah, get your clothes back on, Mean Joe. No? No. You got your OnlyFans page going streaming while you're streaming this?
No pants.
You better make sure you get the right screen, the right place.
Exactly. But guys, we're going to be talking about the upcoming giveaway. Joe's going to give you some rules and regulations and tell you how this thing works so you guys can possibly get several chances to win in this competition. So we're going to bring Joe in, and all you guys know him, give him a warm and hearty welcome. Here he is right here.
Give him a big kiss.
Boom, just like that.
There he is, all
sad. Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, share the love, guys. How you doing tonight, man?
Good, brother. How's it going?
Good, man. You're all healthy, looking good.
Getting there. Yeah, getting there.
That's awesome, man. Staying busy.
Oh man, yeah. Got to get. Now we're playing catch up. So not just catch up at this job, but catch up at my real job. So it's been a ride.
Hey, but you're here to catch up. That's all that matters.
We got it. We got it. We're moving forward every day. That's the key point.
Exactly, man. So we have you on here tonight, man, to talk about this awesome giveaway that Thomas is going to be so generous. And tell us how it works, man. Tell us what's going on.
Okay, so what we've got going on over at Legend Hobby is we're going to do, or teaming up here with Jeff's Custom RC, and we're going to do a giveaway for the RV8 Old Crow edition. And
like a P51.
Yeah, I really like that color scheme. That color scheme is
like
really popping. I like it a lot. I might have to grab one of those up myself. And then doing the Stinger 35 RE, and it's real simple. It's not going to cost you all a dime. So what we're doing is 12K on our Facebook. When we hit 12K followers, we're going to go to 2K on followers for YouTube, and as well as 2K for followers on JCRC. So it's that easy. It's the 12 by 2 by 2 giveaway. So you're going to have to do, what's going to happen is as soon as we hit 12K on Facebook and 2K on each of the YouTube channels, we are going to trigger a random draw for everybody that's on them to be entered for a chance to win this awesome airplane and engine combo.
Absolutely. And we'll be keeping the guys up to date every week on the show as to where things are going. Get your grandmother, your kid, your dog, whoever needs to subscribe to the Facebook page for Legend Hobby, as well as Legend Hobby's YouTube page, Jeff's Custom RC. We're growing, man. The channel's moving up in numbers.
Yes, sir.
And we want to, if we could get everybody here to transfer over to Legend Hobby, vice versa, man.
That's the key. We could hit these numbers in 2 days.
Yeah, we could hit these numbers in
2 days. If everybody just does this.
Yes, that's right.
We're there. We already looked at the numbers. It would, if everybody just did that on both channels, we'd be done.
That's right.
So
once we get these numbers, we're going to get Joe back on here, and Joe's going to do us a random generator, and we're going to put all the names in the pot of everybody that subscribed and liked on Facebook and the whole 9 yards. And we're going to randomly generate.
Is that what Wayne looked like when he was
flying? Exactly. Yeah, he did. No, Wayne looked more like this.
I'm looking for my meds. I haven't taken.
But he does fly mode 4, so we got to get him.
I'm special. I can fly mode 2 like everyone else.
Yeah, sure you can.
But the best part about it is nobody asked me to help.
I haven't seen you do it.
Nobody wants to.
Nobody asked to fly your airplanes either. That's a cool thing about it. Nobody asked to fly your airplane.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Next time I'm flying, I'm gonna go, here, Wayne.
No problem.
Yeah. Yeah,
just make sure it's not the T-28 or something really cool. Don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, because your brain dexterity works different than at our age, man. Everything's crazy.
Well, at your age.
Oh, well, hey, you're right. Yeah, man. I am like almost 60, so I'll take
60, you youngster.
Yeah, right. But yeah, guys. So this is going to be an awesome giveaway. We're talking what, Joe? Over $1,500 and stuff.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And then I'm sure, we'll throw in some Legend Hobby swag. There's always going to come a box full of stuff. So it's never going to be just what we're saying.
Boxers are going to come out. Sexy boxers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I've been working on them.
Yeah,
You've been working on the boxers?
Yeah. Except I went the other way. I went the thongs.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Remove before flight.
There you go.
Always remove.
It's funny. We're always talking about it. It hasn't happened yet, but we've always talking about it. So
man.
The caveat to this whole thing. So the thing you got to remember is that this is till July 4th. So on July 4th, if we haven't hit these numbers, then that's it. We're going to go to July 4th. We're going to try to, what I really would like to do is I would like to announce the winner way before July 4th.
Absolutely.
So again, if you guys cross-pollinate both pages, it's a done deal.
That's right, man. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Tim Toutant for throwing around some sunshine tonight, man. He's always slinging the sun around here, and we love it. We're going to do a quick roll call just to say hello to the awesome people that are hanging out with us tonight. Of course, we got Mr. Ken Wade. He's in here. He's the lucky winner all the time. If I know things like they are, Ken will probably win this contest. We've got Johnny Stansel. We've got Jeff in Lower Alabama, LA Jeff, as I like to call him, augured in. We've got, of course, Mean Joe in the house, Wayne Shriver, John Holligan. How are you, John? Let's see. We've got going to Keith Christie, augured in. Let's see, heading down the list.
Bill Camp.
We got Michael Reiska. How you doing, Mr. Reiska? Good to see you here tonight, man. Long time no see. We got Mom in the house hanging out, asking for the thumbs up here tonight, guys, and the likes and the subscribes. Now, you got to remember, Let's see. We've got Jared Kirby hanging out with us tonight. I just talked to Jared on the phone last night. CVO Hobo, RC Roland, of course, Tim Toutant throwing around the sunshine as always. We appreciate every bit of that we can get. Let's see. Heading on down here, we got Snow River. What's up, buddy? Glad to see you in here tonight. He's always hanging out with us on the channel. Tony Acurso, I guess is how you pronounce it. What's up, Tony? Good to have you here tonight. Raymond Molina, good to see you, man. So yeah, just to name a few, we got 28 guys so far in here tonight, chilling with us. Always great to have every one of these guys here hanging out and checking out all the new things from Legend Hobby and what's to come. And you were talking about the RV8 that we're going to be giving away. This is actually behind Wayne right here. This is the RV8. You can see it here as well behind me. This is a big airplane.
It
guys.
is. It's a lot bigger than.
And it's a beautiful airplane. And like I said, this will be coming in the Old Crow scheme. These will be coming in soon. John, thank you, man. Throwing around some sunshine himself.
Put sunglasses on.
This plane is just about ready to go. And we're going to put the electric start Stinger 40 on here. And the metallic in the paint on this airplane is beautiful. Now, last week when we had the show, Thomas was in the chat also talking and saying that if any of you guys want this plane in an Old Crow scheme, if you pre-order this plane now and you do get lucky enough to win the contest, he will refund your money. Okay? You can't ask for better than that, guys. I mean, that's a good deal. But this is a beautiful plane. It's going to fly great. You can fly it 3D. You can fly it scale, however you want to do it. But the Old Crow scheme is going to basically have the invasion stripes like a P-51. It's going to have the olive green. It's going to look awesome. Can't wait to get one.
That'd be awesome.
Yes,
Michael, I'm not sure on that one. So if I understand your question, my friend, I would have to check the specs on that. Not sure, buddy.
And we had somebody else ask a question today on our YouTube page about the L19. He wanted to know how much weight now do you think you have in the nose of it with the 26cc?
Yeah, 26cc. I probably got right now. I probably have 10 ounces.
I said around 2
It's
pounds.
an easy 10 ounces. I know it should be probably a pound to be correct because a 26cc hardly weighs anything.
Right.
And it doesn't have a whole lot of horsepower. And you can't do any vertical or anything, but it flies perfectly scale. No problemo. It looks good, flies good. And that was the whole point of putting the small one in there. You wanted to see how well it does. It flies just like the original.
What did you have?
Unless it's tail heavy, and then it does all kinds of aerobatic.
Amen. Yeah. How much weight did you have when you noticed you needed to
Half
add more?
of what I put back on. I doubled what was there.
So so you're saying now you got?
I put another 6 ounces on it.
Okay, so you don't have a pound in it then?
No, not yet.
Okay, I thought you had about 2 pounds.
No, not even close.
Okay, so that was for a viewer on YouTube. He wanted to know, and I said if he was in the show tonight, I would answer.
Yeah, you can fly forever too. I mean, you can fly literally 30 minutes, however you want to fly, and it'll come back. You still have a quarter tank. It's amazing.
Yeah, the video that we put up tomorrow will be 4 weeks ago on the maiden flight of the L19 has now had near 36,000 views.
I don't get that.
If we could get all of those people to subscribe to the channel, Joe, we'd be set, man.
Yeah, but that's all the 500 people that know about it. So everybody's had it 10 times.
Yeah. But yeah, that L19, guys, is a phenomenal flying airplane. And the bigger they get, tell them, Joe, they just fly better. I said the bigger the L19 gets.
I wasn't following that at all. I was like, phew, I'm reading the chat, and you were like,
yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Well, you know, you guys we've got the 98.5 inch, and then you make 2 other sizes, and I'm sure the bigger they get, the better they fly.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I've done a lot of giant scale airplanes over the years, and the larger they are, the easier they are to fly for sure.
And the bigger trailer you need.
Yeah. And more friends.
I got that covered. I got the trailer part covered.
Yeah. Well, Wayne's got a 28-footer at home. So
if we outgrow the 30-footer, then there's an issue.
Oh yeah, you definitely got a problem. Yeah, Jared, we're looking for the contest too, man. It's going to be a great thing. It's like I said, Legend is an awesome company and great people. Thomas and Joe working hard over there, and We're trying to grow the Facebook to 12,000. We're trying to grow both channels to 2,000 or better. And hopefully we get that done by Independence Day, July the 4th. And we'll have a great big celebration on here, guys. So, you know, so what else news going on over there, man?
Here, oh, we're just getting down after my after all my surgery and stuff, just getting back in the shop and getting rolling. I got a couple of projects sitting here. I got a lot of content coming out. We're going to the assembly videos and stuff are going to be coming out hand over fist here pretty quick. So there's going to be lots of content coming. So those of you that haven't joined the YouTube and the Facebook, there will be a lot of fresh content. Right now, the goal is to have the Hangar Time live video series starting this fall. So there's going to be lots of stuff coming up very, very shortly. So it'll be pretty cool.
That's awesome. I'm actually in the midst right now, as a matter of fact, of posting you guys, trying to get the link in here right now, which is what I'm trying to do for your YouTube channel. You guys, you know, if you're watching Jeff's Custom RC right now, and surely you are, hopefully you're already a subscriber. If you're not, please hit the subscribe button now. I just dropped the link in for the Legend Hobby YouTube page as well. If you guys are not a subscriber of the Legend Hobby YouTube page, please click that link, subscribe right now, hit the like button, turn on your notifications so that you'll know when Joe or anybody puts out a video on Legend Hobby's page, YouTube channel, and you'll get notified and you can check out some great videos. And like I said, if you're already here tonight, just go over there, hit subscribe if you're not already. If you're over on Facebook, come over to YouTube, join us over here, get in the chat, because we can't see everything going on here unless we're going back and forth. And if you are on Facebook, definitely join the Legend Hobby and Jeff's Custom RC page. Legend Hobby, I believe last I looked, is at 9,700 people, and they're trying to get to 12,000 on Facebook, which is nothing to get there. And then trying to get the YouTube channel to grow, as well as the Jeff's Custom RC. So we're just trying to get the ball rolling, guys, and see what we can do, because this is just we're curious. And if this ball starts rolling like we think it is, guys, by July 4th, we're going to be way past where we want to be. Killer Planes is in the house. What's up, Steve?
Oh, where's Denise?
Yes, we are officers. We're here for Miss Denise. So let her know that, buddy. Get her off your lap and tell her to click that like button, man. So I know Legend got a big container in of a lot of planes. I know the B-17s came in. I believe they're sold out of the olive green. I think they had a couple of silver ones.
Mm-hmm.
I think some more of the T-28s came in. I know they're sold out of the 90-some inch. No, I know they're sold out of the smaller decathlons, because I got a friend wanting one right now. And Thomas told me that the decathlon should be coming probably by the end of July?
Yes, sir. Yep. That's the plan.
Yeah, because I believe he said another container was shipping out this month. And typically it takes roughly, 30 days? Is that about right?
4 or 6 to 8 weeks usually, normally, in normal conditions.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully things will be
we've got lots of stuff coming up, and one of the interesting things that we've been dealing with now, it's kind of first world issues, but we've been selling out of a lot of our airplanes that we had. There's a gentleman in the chat asking about the Chipmunk, and the Art Scholl Chipmunks they were basically gone before they even hit the shore.
That's crazy.
So we've already supplemented that, and I think we've got a few of the uncovered B-17s left. I know we've got a couple of the silver B-17s left. We just got an order in of the 156-inch bird dogs. So there's lots of stuff, and we're trying to keep it updated. So keep in mind, one of the things I always like to point out is that both myself and Thomas still have full-time jobs. So we get to the tech calls. I'm handling most of the tech calls and emails and all that kind of stuff, and we get to them as soon as we can. So please be patient. If you don't hear back from us in a couple of days, just give us a quick text or give us a quick call. Let us remind us, and we'll get it to you. I'm trying to keep the call log cleared. So
Gotcha.
I'll actually be out of town this next coming up weekend. So I might be just a little slow on the uptake, but after that, we should be rolling pretty good. So,
Well, I have a question.
sir,
Joe, when do you sleep?
I about right now is my bedtime, brother. I'm just going to be honest with you.
I don't know how you and Thomas do it because it's just nuts. It's full time.
Well, the biggest thing is we're super dedicated. Both of us want to see the hobby grow. Both of us, of course, want to see all of our friends be successful. Of course, we want to see the Legend Hobby brand grow, and we're just passionate. I think, I tell people all the time I'm a full-on crackhead for this RC airplane stuff, and I know me and Thomas are kind of cut from the same cloth. And it's funny because we've been working together now for about a year and a half, close to 2 years probably is when I came over, and we finish each other's sentences regularly. It's just Thomas is a great guy, and what he's trying to do in the hobby is amazing. And it's just all about the community. It's not just about Legend Hobby. It's not just about, because anybody that's in this business will tell you don't make money in this hobby. It's just not something that happens. If you ever want to become a multi-billionaire in this hobby,
run, Forrest.
Well, if you want to become a millionaire in this hobby, start out as a multi-millionaire.
Yeah,
That's
exactly
how the hobby works.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things Thomas does behind the scene. I don't want to get into a lot of stuff that he does, but our customer base, Thomas does a lot of stuff on the back end that y'all don't see. And you really just couldn't support a nicer guy, to be honest with you. Yes, we have some things that get a little sideways sometime. We had some issues with the T28 that everybody's aware of, but that's the kind of stuff that happens when you're trying to be innovative in the hobby and come up with new stuff all the time that people want. We try to get it as quickly as we can. We try to get it in the public eye as quickly as we can. And the customer base, because we're trying to keep you guys engaged, sometimes you have some things that don't turn out exactly the way you like. But I'll promise you, as I'm sitting here with my giant head, we will always stand by anything that comes through the doors of Levin's Hobby to our customers.
Yes,
100%. There is no question.
Yes,
if there's anything that's wrong, just let us know. Try to, like I said, try to be a little bit patient with us because we do both still have full-time jobs. So we'll get to you, I promise. And we will always 100% stand by. No questions asked.
Tony wanted to know, is there a larger Super Chipmunk in the works?
That's something that's coming. I will tell you that there's many aircraft in the queue in front. So it's going to probably be a while, but that is one that's being worked on. Yes.
All right. And John Holligan wanted to know shipment on accessories.
So we have, so clarify that, John. Are we talking shipment on accessories? Are you looking for like parts and pieces, or are you looking for accessories other than the normal? So if you could clarify that in the chat, that would help. Because there's two answers basically. Let's just do it this way. I'll give you both answers. We have a shipment of parts coming. I believe it's supposed to ship to us next week. Those are being air freighted, so those will be here a lot quicker. So we're talking a few weeks. I'd like to think that we would have everything in hand before the end of this month. That could be for canopies or cows or any of that kind of stuff that you guys are wanting to get. That kind of stuff is on its way. And then we try to we obviously can't stock a lot of extra parts. That's the problem, is we're basically just working out of a warehouse. So we don't have room for everything.
Yeah.
So we stock as much as we can, but if something that you're interested in or something that you'd like to see, let us know. I know Thomas is always looking for fresh ideas about things that we can bring in and just to add to the base.
Well, and I can tell you too, and I think you know this as well as Thomas, the small businesses help us do what we do. And they're great mom and pop companies. And this right here is one of them. Zoom RC, guys. If you need servo extensions such as these, if you need fuel tanks, if you need fuel fill valves, if you need extensions, tools, whatever. Marshall over there at zoomrc.net is amazing. And normally he's around Texas area, I think, as well. And normally here in North Carolina, I get my stuff from him in about 3 days. And he's just easy to work with. If you use code JCRC10, you can normally get 10% off of your order, which will a lot of times pay for your shipping if you're not ordering over a certain amount. He sells the switches for your airplanes, just a great website, guys, and a super nice guy with a small business, a lot like Thomas, trying to, make a living. He has a regular day job. And, like I say, every week on here, guys, we've got a lot of great sponsors of this channel, from Dave's RC Electronics. We've got, who else have we got? We've got 5280 RC, Turnigy, HRB. I mean, we've just got just a slew of great people that help out this channel. And that's why we're here every week, man. I mean, it's kind of like you said, Joe, we're not here to make a living. We're here because we're passionate. And because of all these great sponsors that do for us, we're here every week to share it with you guys. And hopefully you guys will buy something, and
right. Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
to kind of stack on what you were saying about Zoom, I have a whole wall full of Zoom stuff. So anytime
Yes.
I'm needing any of that kind of stuff, I get it. I've got some of the Dave's RC Electronics. So one of the things to think about with the scale airplanes that we offer, not only just the Zoom RC electrics, or not really electrics, but accessories, I should say. He's got servo connectors in any configuration, any link that
Yeah.
you can think of. He's
Yeah.
got all kinds of different stuff you need to check out. And
Yeah.
then on top of that, with the Dave's RC Electronics, we were just having this conversation today with a customer that gave us a call. Those are great upgrades. So a lot of these airplanes that we have out there come with light kits, and they come with, different types of things. Dave's RC does an amazing job with their lights, the controllers that they use, all that kind of stuff that goes in these airplanes. Really is a really nice upgrade, and it's not something that's going to break the bank on these models. So you
Exactly.
can obviously go with the stock stuff. It works just fine. There's no issues with it. But if you want a little bit more customization, if you want to play around with it a little bit more, it makes it so you can put stuff on switches and just all kinds of neat stuff. He's the guy to check out. He really does a good job with his, I guess you'd call it electronic accessories is mostly.
Well, and he'll custom build something if you want it specific to an airplane or a certain thing. He'll custom make it for you. And then if you want a certain series of the lights flashing or whatever, the boards that he sends you come with different series of flashes and things that you can pick what you want. And he does lights for small birds up to big composite jets. He can do it all.
He's got the wig wags. He's got the, the marker lights. He's got the landing lights. He's got all that stuff. And like you said, you send him some measurements. You got an airplane that you just, you got your whatever airplane that you never fly and you want lights for it. You send him some measurements and he'll build you a custom set for it. I see John's question. That is a valid question, my friend. Don't be afraid to ask about the mufflers. So for those of you that don't know, what happened with the mufflers was we made our order. We had our prototypes here and they were perfect. These are the scale mufflers for the T-28s. Okay. So they were amazing. So we put in a big order for enough to cover us for all of the T-28s that we had on the way, plus some extras. And then when we got the product in, they just were not up to stuff. They were way off. They weren't nowhere near what we would have expected to see from that manufacturer. So what we've done is we've been working with the manufacturer to make all those corrections and get all those mufflers. Now they are correct. We had 9 sets sent to us here so that we could send them out to some customers that had the T-28s that were at the point where, hey, we're ready to put our mufflers on. That was all they were waiting on. And so we picked out 9 people, sent these mufflers to them, and they're correct. So now what we've done is we're waiting on the shipment to come in for the replacement mufflers that we just, and I always feel bad saying that, but like for John, I'm not going to send you, and Tomas is not going to send you a product that's that far out. You would have had to basically known how to weld aluminum to fix it. They were just off. The measurements on them were not correct, and we fixed it. And I know Jeff and Wayne have been helping us out with that. They had a set delivered to them, and they've been working with us really closely to make sure that all the measurements and all the kind of stuff was ready to go. But they are on the way. Don't be sorry, John. Absolutely not. Don't be sorry at all. It happens. It's manufacturing. That's the problem that we run into occasionally being a distributor, because we don't control the manufacturing process. We don't have anybody there to go. Zoom RC carries those. I see that question. Zoom RC, I believe, has those extensions for your spectrums. But we We are just the distributor. So when we get stuff in, we have to get whatever we get in, and then we have to figure out if it's good enough for the customers or not, because we don't have any control over the quality control. So remember that when you're calling and yelling at me because something's wrong, it's not anything we can really control. But again, we will fix it regardless of what it is. 100% we'll fix it. And the mufflers, I feel like that's a good example of, yeah, we got them in. It was all supposed to hit and it was all supposed to be perfect, and womp, womp, womp. It didn't happen. And that's okay.
We will rebuild mufflers at midnight one night.
Yeah. And the manufacturer that's manufacturing those mufflers has been very gracious. They accepted all the returns. They made all the corrections without any hassle, and everything's coming. Yeah, they didn't. There was no argument at all. At them like, oh, our bad.
That's really impressive.
Yeah. So, and that's
I think the only thing they did was they had everything correct. I think somebody down there, whoever was running it and doing all the, the TIG welding, I think they just flip-flopped it because the short side was on the long side was, because everything was where it was supposed to be, but it was just off. So either somebody laid it out wrong and then the guy went and did them. Yeah, I don't know.
My guess would be, and I don't know this, but my guess would be, because I've done a lot of that type of work, and my guess is they had a benchtop jig they had built to do these. And it's probably just something that sets on the bench, and it probably got flipped. And when they were putting stuff in, it just wasn't in the right room.
And they switched it.
Yeah,
wrong.
It happens. Yep. It's manufacturing.
That's why we had to cut them down and rework them and send them back to Vietnam.
Yeah.
But we've got the T28 with them on here, and they look fantastic.
That is the accessory. If you don't go and bite on any of the other accessories, that scale exhaust is the accessory that you want, because you've seen the video, it's amazing.
And one thing on a side note that I would highly suggest that Thomas and I have talked about, and I'm sure you know of, where these mufflers come out of the cowl, guys. Wayne's pulling it over here so you guys can get a good shot. I'm gonna grab this camera so I can get in a little closer. On the real T28, if you guys have seen a real one in pictures, typically this part right here is silver. Okay, well, we're gonna put silver tape right here, guys, and the reason we're gonna do this is because Thomas has come to realize that the heat coming out of these mufflers is starting to kind of melt the cowl a little bit right here, or mess up the fiberglass. So that being said, if you go with these mufflers and they look fantastic on the plane, they're going to sound great. Smoke coming out of them is going to look amazing. I highly recommend some heat shield tape right in this area right here. Wrap it around the cowl so that the heat is deflected away from the cowl. But guys, I mean, check that out. I mean, that just looks amazing. It looks really good coming out of there. Give you a nice close-up shot. So yeah, definitely get you some heat shield tape. And like I said, if you've seen the real one, it has the silver in this area anyway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shiny silver tape, and I'm going to take some 800 grit sandpaper and just rough it up before I stick it up there and give it a kind of like a brush look, and it'll be perfect. So highly recommend that, guys, if you're going to go with these mufflers. But as you can see, they look great. And talking about scale effects, this is Sean's radial that was 3D printed for this airplane, guys. Trying to get the lighting better here. This looks amazing, along with the 3D printed cockpits. Sean is awesome with 3D printing, and if you guys have this airplane or you're going to get it, this looks like aluminum. I mean, it's fantastic work. And I added the wires and the push rods painted and everything myself to give it more of an effect. But it looks really good.
Sean, so that's Sean over at Scale RC Engines. Yes, Sean. I said it correctly. We were in Toledo. Sean's a good buddy of mine. I was in Toledo, and I was trying to do an interview, and I stood there and I said it wrong like 5 times in a row and got to laughing, and it was something else. But it's Scale RC Engines is that.
I'm going to give you guys just a quick look at the cockpit work on this thing.
That cockpit's amazing. He did such a good job on that.
It is. I mean, just the scaleness of it, everything about it looks great. The switches, the knobs, the buttons, the glass in the instrumentation panel. I actually talked to him about that when he was making this and gave him the idea to do the plastic lenses that go over all of the instrumentation. And he did it, and it turned out fantastic. I mean, you can't ask for better.
Else. Yeah, it really does look great.
So, yeah. So, again, supporting all of the small businesses, guys, that we're talking about on here tonight and making your airplanes look really awesome at the field is what we're doing. And we're trying to support the small shops, the mom and pops. And it helps. Every sale they get, guys, helps them out. And it keeps them going and keeps them in the hobby for what we're doing, because every one of them, including Sean, I think Dave's RC is retired now, so that's what he does with his electronics. But Thomas, Joe, me and Wayne, we all have day jobs, and we all work every day, and we do this because it's our passion. Like Wayne has said many times, this hobby picks you. You don't pick it, you know? And he's very true on that. And you either love it or you don't. And like I said, when you get these airplanes, the more scale you can make them look sitting static on the ground. We're actually talking about at our fall fly-in this year, which is our Big Bird Warbird Classic. We're actually talking about doing a static display and giving away prizes for like the best civilian aircraft, the best Warbird, the best bigger scale airplane, things like that. But we're talking about it with our club members, and everybody's talking that it would be a great thing. So if you definitely want to get your models looking scale, sitting on the ground, and just as great presentation, then these places are the places to go and pick up your stuff, guys. Helps them out.
Keep in mind the one thing that's important, and we've all seen it. There's been a lot of change in this hobby, and you know everybody keeps saying, "Oh, the hobby's dying. The hobby's dying." The hobby's not dying. The hobby is changing. It's morphing. So we have to stay on that leading edge. There's been several companies that have made some changes for obvious reasons. It's not a surprise to anybody. But keep in mind, like Jeff's talking about with these smaller businesses, like all of us are, if you don't support them, then they'll be next on the list. And that's just because that's the way this hobby works. There's very few larger businesses out there, you know, and I use Dubro. My good friends over at Dubro are amazing, but they've got a whole nother division that they do that makes it okay. If their RC side doesn't do as well this year, then they've got a whole nother division that goes and keeps that going. So a lot of the hobbyists out there and a lot of these small businesses don't have that second half of the business that can keep everybody running. So just remember that as you guys are making your choices for your RC stuff, try to pick those hobbies that you know you're going to get, or those businesses that you know you're going to get that personal touch, and you know you're going to get good quality products. And there's a bunch of them out there. Jeff and Wayne have already mentioned most of the ones I use on a regular basis.
Yeah. And John, if you're talking to me and not Jeff in Lower Alabama, I never can tell who guys are talking to. If you're talking to me, John, hit me up at jeffscustomrc@gmail, and I'll get you that information out, and we can talk that way too, and I'll give you my address.
It's also on his OnlyFans.
Like to what?
It's also on his OnlyFans page.
Yeah, I don't have one of those. That's Wayne. Wayne has that.
What do I have?
Your OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, this is just a charity event right
gig,
here,
man. You know. Yeah, Jared said I quit buying from the big guys a while back. Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I bought from a different company, man.
No,
it's just, and the customer service isn't there a lot of times, you know.
No,
I mean, there's customer service. I thought you left an email and they get back in a month later.
No,
you can't even talk to anybody.
8 months later.
Oh, it's horrible.
Remember, I needed an $8 servo and I got it 8 months.
That was
later.
like when Horizon Hobby bought Tower Hobbies. I mean, everything just, you know how everything's got garbage.
Oh yeah.
And now everything is just an email system. Now just leave your message.
Yeah, you can't even talk to anybody.
Fill out this form, and I get a.
I tell you, I was talking to Thomas today. He had a client that emailed him several times, tried to talk to him. Thomas actually personally called him and talked to him today.
Call him.
And the guy was like awestruck that Thomas called him. He's like, "Hey, this is Thomas over in Texas." He's like,
"Yeah,
who?"
Yeah.
No way, man.
Yeah, and he was like, "This is Thomas from Legend Hobby."
No,
like,
it's not.
No, really? You know, so Thomas, man, he reaches out to his customers, guys, and he's amazing. He's always been good to us. And I mean, that's why we're here every week with these shirts and the logos.
Yeah,
and the
Reckon
planes.
Roy
I
said he
mean,
felt undressed when he just came on because me and Joe's like that. We're like this.
hey man, salute. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But yeah, you're
I
not
just
gonna
realized I
find
forgot to put my hat on.
Yeah, really. You're not going to find a company with better customer service. And I'm talking personal customer service than Legend Hobby, guys. You're just not going to. And speaking of, being if any of you guys are just joining in, because we've got almost 40 people, so some people are coming in later. We're going to say it again. Jeff's Custom RC, along with Legend Hobby, is going to be giving away go ahead, Joe. Tell it how it is, man.
Oh yeah, so we're going to be doing our 12 by 2 by 2 giveaway. This is going to be for the RV8 Old Crow edition with the Stinger 35 RE. And what we're looking for those of you that missed it, we're looking for 12,000 followers on our Facebook and 2,000 followers each on both the Legend Hobby YouTube as well as the JCRC YouTube channels. We get to those numbers by July 4th, and that's going to trigger a random draw for the airplane and the engine. And of course, like we said earlier, there'll be lots of extras in there. There always is. There's always goodies in the box.
Yes.
That's like Christmas morning.
Cool ink pens, the coolest ink pens you get anywhere around, man.
Right there.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
You got your ink pens, you got your
hats,
X-Acto knives,
And that's the paint scheme for the Old Crow. Let me get my Ken and Barb cam, see if I can get to there. We go.
There it is. There it is.
It looks good, man. It looks just like a P-51 almost.
That's right.
Except the retractable landing gear ain't gonna retract.
Yeah. And you got these hats, you've got the Bomber Field hats, guys, and don't forget, the Bomber Field event is coming up in September, guys, and that's going to be a big event. If you're anywhere near that area in Texas, or you can drive it, you need to go to it. It's going to be a big event, and hopefully, you never know who you're going to see there. So, Joe, are you going to make it?
I don't know, man, because of my changes at work with me being gone out for 5 months. I don't know if I'm going to have enough vacation hours to come down or not.
Joe,
I'm still trying to work on
it. Right. That's
still trying to figure that out. My work is telling me it doesn't look good, but we're going to see what we can do.
Anything can happen between.
That's right.
Yeah, this year might be a bust, but I will definitely be there for next year for sure, 100%.
Hey man,
you miss 5 months of work, you don't earn as many vacation hours. It's just that simple.
5 months of work, they wouldn't even call me back.
This is true, man.
Yeah,
but hey, again, like I said, your toes up, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters, brother. That's all that matters. 100%. And Jared, I wanted to get back to your question earlier. I know that there has been talk of a Hellcat. I don't know how far out that would be, but again, because we're always trying to bring more innovation to the hobby and bring things out that you've not had the opportunity to grab, I know Hellcat would be on the short list, what I would consider to be the short list. But there's a lot of airplanes coming.
X-Acto knobs.
Yeah. It's funny because it was funny because John was giving me I wouldn't say he was giving me grief, but he was awestruck because I was actually on my Hey, I'm Still Alive Florida vacation trip here earlier this year. And I called him from vacation. And he was just like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm answering tech calls, man. He's like, he can hear the ocean in the background. He's like, where are you at? I'm like, I'm on the beach, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm healing, man.
I thought that was awesome.
Well, I was at the beach Mother's Day weekend, and Thomas was hitting me on Messenger, and he was talking to me. I'm like, well, I'm actually at the beach right now. And he's like, beach. I'm like, that's right. I'm beaching about it. So, yeah, it was a beautiful weekend. And like I said, hopefully this Saturday here, the weather's looking beautiful. And I think we're going to try to get some more flying in this weekend. We had some great flights last weekend, made in a few planes. You guys have seen some of the videos. They're coming out more too. Wayne flew the L-19 and got it dialed in and had a near miss. So he's still recovering from that one. If anybody needed to have a come to Jesus meeting at that moment when that plane sat down, he did, man. I think
I could hear you laugh.
Well, he was white knuckling the stick.
He goes, you must be 3D.
I did. I was like, what are you doing, man?
Oh no, but I induced it, and then you can see it when you watch the video. The slow motion one's coming out tomorrow.
Look, I asked Thomas. I sent him first. I sent him a text, and I said, "Have you ever seen an L-19 3D?" And then I sent him the video because I knew it would take it a while to get there. And he wrote back in all capital letters, "Why?" You know.
Why would you
And
do that?
about that time, he got the video and he wrote back and he's like, "What are you guys doing, man?"
What
I'm
the
like,
heck
We don't
happened?
know.
I'm like, Wayne saved it, man. That's like the save of the year. And he was
Well,
like,
I got a story for you. So my good friends, Tim Shurik had built a third scale SPAD out of, I think, George Valancourt plans. He had built it, and me and him year before last, I believe it was, I flew that. We did team scale for NASA scale competition, and we get there literally the day before the first round, and we get it. This is a huge airplane, guys. This is a third scale SPAD. It's gigantic. And we're getting it all set up, and I'm getting ready to fly it. And we looked at the aileron. We go, yep, that one's working. Yep, that one's working. So I took off and realized, and when I got in the air, it starts doing all this crazy stuff. And I'm thinking, oh no, it's tail heavy. Oh no. And then I'm flying and I'm going, wait, that's not tail heavy. Something else is going on. So I'm playing around with all the controls, and this giant airplane is just doing this. It's going all over the place, ups and downs and lefts and rights. Well, finally figured out something. I thought we didn't have an aileron servo plugged in. So I went immediately to rudder flying and brought it around on the rudder and laid it down like a butterfly with sore wings. And I'm sitting on the tarmac, and I moved the switch, and both of the
Oh, you're
ailerons.
doing
dang.
flaps.
So I was
Your
flying
ailerons
with
are
flaps and slats.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
that's
pucker
kinda
factor
scary.
is there, man. It's just like the tail heavy thing. The pucker factor is ridiculous. It
Well,
took
the
me
weird
6
thing
months to get my
is-
shorts pulled out of my butt.
Well, the weird thing is he had flown the L-19 probably
Yeah.
10 times.
That's the weird part.
But every
So
time
did
he
the
flew it-
tank come unstrapped or something, or did the
Well, no,
battery
I mean,
shift?
every time he flew it,
That's
when I
weird.
took off with it, the time I wasn't there one Saturday, he flew it several times, but every time I saw him fly it the first couple of times, it just kind of looked like it took off awkward. And for a high wing plane, that's kind of, but I'm thinking, well, so then he had a couple of issues with this, couple of issues with that. So it kind of distracts you from other things that you need to do, right?
Sure.
And so then he never really got to get into the CG. So Saturday when we were flying, he had all the other kinks worked out that he'd been dealing with. And so he's ready to fly, and he takes off. Everything looks pretty much normal the way it normally took off, a little squirrely, but yet it was good. And he flies it around a good amount of time, and he comes in and does a touch and go, and then he comes back around to do another one. And that's when things got squirrely,
That's really weird that it flew fine for a minute, and then
That's
all of a sudden
what I
shifted.
can't figure out.
Exactly.
I mean, I can figure out what happened
Yeah.
at the point where I came in too slow as the flyby's coming in. It was too slow. And then I panicked a little bit and I jammed the throttle, and I shouldn't have, but I should have eased it in. So that torque rolled me over, and then it oscillated because I had a crosswind. Once the wing got over here, the wind pushed it here, and then I'm doing
Then he
this,
went into a hover.
and then it wouldn't climb. I could not get any elevation out of it. I don't know if it's just whatever reason. Anyway, there I was, man, doing this stuff. And he's over there, hee. Boy, look at that 3D. I'm going, you have
So you
no
didn't have any
idea
weight
what
that
I
you
was
didn't have any weight that you'd already added that fell out, or the tank shift. or
doing.
the
Oh, I
battery or
checked it all.
anything?
No.
That is
Nothing
so
changed.
weird.
Yeah,
The only thing that changed was the date.
exactly.
Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe my wife was pissed and went in there and went, hee.
You guys are down in North Carolina. You didn't hit a big mosquito or something, did you?
No. Mosquitoes, they push us along.
And Saturday was one of the most beautiful days we've had in
Yeah,
a
it
while.
was great.
It was
beautiful.
50-some degrees Saturday morning, no wind. I mean, no humidity. It was the perfect day. And this Saturday's looking almost identical. So we're hoping to get in some good flying.
So one more thing I would check if it was me. How's the firewall? Is it solid?
Firewall's fine. There's nothing loose.
Because I've seen that happen when the firewall,
Yeah.
it puts that.
Nothing moved on that I've seen, but I'll check it again. But I
That's
didn't
crazy,
see anything
man. That is so
separated. I didn't
weird.
see anything crooked.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, glad you got it back down, man.
I'm
that's
telling
crazy.
you, I had a lump in my shorts that was
I
not.
bet you did. Yeah.
So then look, so then everything's good. We get it back to the table. Like I said, put the new prop on, put some more weight in it. So then he's flying it around, and he's seeing me. I'm like, man, you're flying the plane. It's not flying you now. And he's, yeah, this is fun. I'm having so much fun. He does several takeoff and landings, takeoff and landing. And he lands one time, and he's like, man, I'm having so much fun with it now. I think I'm going to fly it again. So I'm filming. I'm like, well, go ahead. So he takes off again, does a couple of circuits. He goes, I'm going to come in and do a slight touch and go, and I'll come around and I'll land. And I'm like, okay. So I'm on it. He comes around, comes in nice, slow. He says, man, isn't that pretty? And he sets it down. He touches the wheels, and he goes to pull off and take off again. And when he does, the damn left wheel keeps going down.
The wheel kept going down the runway. I go, hey, I'm going to need that.
Oh,
Gonna need that.
and I'm like,
That's funny.
okay, now. So I take off. I stop filming. I go down the runway.
I told him to film it, and he wouldn't want
I
to
grabbed
film
the
it.
wheel, and I looked at him while he's like trying to figure out, what am I going to do now? And I looked at
One
him.
wheel
And I said,
landed.
Wayne, I said, the axle sheared off, man. I mean, it looks like somebody took a blade and
It's a
cut it off.
two-part. What happened is,
Yep.
I don't know if it wasn't TIG welded, if whatever, it wasn't correctly in there. And it just literally, the whole axle pulled out of the out assembly and just went down the runway. So there I am flying around with a stub over here, right?
Yeah,
I got a
just
wheel
fort
and got a
sticker.
stub. And I go, oh, okay. So how long do I fly? I got another 30 minutes, but so I just gave it full flaps. I came back around. I gave it full flaps. He wasn't filming it. Oh, I don't want to film it. I said, anyway, come
But he
in,
came in
come
beautiful.
in slow as possible. And then then the one side grabbed the ground, obviously. And then it
Yeah.
just
Very slightly, just rolled over.
went over. You couldn't have done it perfect. No cartwheel, no nothing.
Yeah,
I
Nice.
needed to buy a lottery ticket that day.
but I'm telling you, that speaks volumes for the airframe.
Airframe is just immaculately strong. I mean, it's a work of art.
There was nothing,
Nothing wrong with
no
it.
damage nowhere.
Nice.
Matter of
Nice.
fact, I've
Good
already
to hear.
fixed the axle. JB welded it, and it's all good.
So, yep. So
JB
I'm gonna do the same thing to the other one, so I don't see the other one fall off.
yeah,
Yeah,
So,
good call.
but that says a lot for the airframe. You know what I
it's
mean?
good. Airframe's
Yeah.
great.
It really does. So again, these planes are great. I mean, and part of this hobby, as we've talked about in the chats, is modeling. You've got to do just that. You've got to do things from time to time. You got to go over things constantly. If you're flying gas planes, you got a lot of vibration. You need to check your screws every so many flights. You need to check your linkages. You need to epoxy your servo trays in every build you do. I went in the T28, and I'm going to do it on the RV8 as well. In every joint inside, I go in and put more epoxy, just to stiffen the airframe up. Little epoxy costs you nothing compared to an airframe, guys. So go in there, mix up some epoxy, get you a stick, and smear over the joints everywhere in that airplane. And it just really stiffens things up.
Mr. Joe, you have not seen the video on this rolling back and forth, what we're talking about?
The
Oh,
short.
you did see it.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, I did not know that you did, but did you see it like this? 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. I couldn't get any elevation. I hit the full throttle. Nothing. I'm going, what is going on? There's something satanic going on.
I was like, I told him when he was stressing about, man, how am I going to land this thing with one wheel and not tear it up? I said, well, if you can bring it in slow enough, I'll run alongside the wing and try to.
Could have.
Now that I
luck,
want
I
to see the
shot
film
it.
on. I need to see the film on that. If that happens, we need that film.
Yeah,
gotta have that
I was
film.
ready to do anything, man. I was like, if you bring
He
it slow
walked
enough.
away. He left me and walked away with his head going, what's he going
like,
to
what
That's
are
why
you
you
gonna
should.
do there?
That's why you should always practice one wheel landings.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
always
Look
practice
through
them.
that.
Let's
Because
not
you
do it
never
again.
know.
Yeah, hopefully this doesn't happen again.
I'm not into it, man.
But yeah, it just says a lot for the construction of the plane in itself. So,
Yeah.
but look, we're getting on that time frame. So again, we're going to mention any guys that are in here tonight that just came in late or whatever. The giveaway that we're going to do here is going to be an RV8 in the Old Crow scheme and a 35cc Stinger engine coming up. If we hit 12,000 on Facebook for Legend Hobby, 2,000 on their YouTube page, and 2,000 on Jeff's Custom RC. So if you guys have not subscribed to this channel or Legend Hobby on YouTube, go do it. And also follow on Facebook. Let's get those numbers up. And the sooner we can get this done, guys, the sooner we can give away this airplane. Right now, we're shooting for July the 4th, Independence Day. But we got faith in you guys. We know we can do this sooner. And when we do this sooner, Joe and I are going to be talking during the week, keeping up with the numbers. We're also going to be kind of keeping you informed during the shows each week. And if this happens sooner, we'll pull Joe back in here and he'll do a random generator. And somebody will be taking home a nice over $1,500 package, guys. So, yeah.
Snow River says we're already over 2,000 on your YouTube channel.
I know. We mean 2,000 more.
Oh, so we need to say 4,000 then.
Yeah, because we're like at
We're not very technical
we're
here.
like at 2150 some or 2250 somewhere in there. I can't even remember. But yeah, we're talking 2,000 extra subs. So and
Gotcha.
Legend Hobby, I'm not exactly. Yeah, we're at 2,153. I think is where we are. So yeah, you know what I mean. Snow, come on, man.
Another 1,900.
So
yeah, I've had a couple pop in tonight, so we really appreciate that, guys. And again, make sure you like and share it. Make sure you hit that notification button so when new content comes out, it dings you and lets you know.
Absolutely.
But we're trying to get these up and running. There's going to be lots of content, I know, on both pages, so just stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more coming from both of us, actually. So
that's right. And I just put up the Legend Hobby YouTube link. If you guys are not a subscriber and you're in here right now, hit that link, subscribe, and come right back. And turn on your notifications so when Joe puts up videos, guys, you know what's going on. And hit all on notifications, not just notifications. Hit all so you know everything that's going on. And I'm sure Joe will be putting up some stuff in between now. And
there's a lot of stuff coming. I got a whole bunch of stuff in the queue. Like I said, we're playing catch up here on my end. My shop is full, and it's not going to be full for much longer.
Awesome, man. Well, we're ready to see some good stuff from you, and ready to see some builds and things like that. And like I said, we got stuff going on over here that we're working on. Wayne's working on the Yak. I'm working on the RB8. We got the T28 sitting here. We got to get another flight of the RQ7 with the bombs that Thomas sent us on that. That's coming too. And Wayne's also, we're going to do a short video on some modifications to the RQ7 that you guys can do in putting it together that will aid you immensely. And better ways to get everything together and flying it better. So that'll be coming soon too. We may even actually shoot that for you this weekend. So we appreciate everybody here tonight. Stay tuned, like the channel, like the Facebook pages, everything. You know what to do, guys. We don't need to tell you. Hit the thumbs up buttons. Show the love, share the love. Get your grandmama, your dog, your friends, your sisters, your brothers. Get everybody to like and subscribe. Because the sooner we get this done, guys, the sooner we can give you a prize. So everybody can be a legend here at Legend Hobby. and you gotta keep them flying, right?
Keep them flying.
That's right. Well, Joe, look, man, we're gonna let you get out of here, and I'm gonna let you get back to your stuff and working. And we're glad to see you tonight. Thank you so much for coming.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it.
Well,
I want to give a shout out to everybody in
more. We're definitely going to be seeing more of you. And hopefully we can get Thomas with his voice in here at some point.
Yeah.
And he's like Charlie's Angels, you know, he's like the Charlie of the
That's funny. That's funny.
But yeah, we appreciate you so much as always. Glad you're healthy and doing well. And I'm going to let you leave us now, and I will be back with you shortly. And we will see all of you guys next week right here at 8:30, Flight Club Live. We'll be telling you more, keeping you up to date as where the numbers are and things like that. And you guys be safe. Happy flying, blue skies. Get some flying done. And like I said, be a legend with Legend Hobby, guys. Win that prize. Click that button and like and subscribe. We'll see you next week right here. Take care.